just gonna wait for a bit. For human beings. We'll get this game started in a bit. And then no one was in chat, even though I posted it to my friends. I'm waiting for human beings. Oh, I am waiting for human beings. I will post about this on my twitter.com. Not Twitter. Blah. God. I will post about this on my tumblr.com. One moment. Hello! Hi, T-Saw. I'm just posting about this on Tumblr. And I'm gonna wait for any of my friends to show up. I think Tessa or Stella is driving home. I don't know if William exists. Wonky Wombat. Get your ass in here. God. I had this joke with Wombat, where I will, he'll be like, I will at him in the in a Discord group chat, and he'll be like, why do you at me? It does the same thing. Oh, hi, Stella. And then yeah, I'm talking about how I at William on Discord, and it's hilarious, and because I'm a hilarious woman. But yeah, we're just gonna wait for a few more people to show up. Zane's currently should be working on an essay, but if they're not, that's okay, cause I love them. You know it, you know it. Twitch. I am going to my channel. Chat. A hateful, screwed up story. Yeah. Yeah. William is taking a sec, but I suppose I'll just, Because Yucca has gotten Wonky Wombat to download Linux. Because, well, Yucca Pup, you are a type of girl. You are a type of girl. And it's very silly, but it had to happen. I don't even know what I'm saying anymore. I've had a long day. I'm gonna boot up the game. Yeah, so what we're gonna do, I'm gonna close this down. And we're gonna open Analogue, a Hate Story. I don't know what this is about. Alright. Incoming message. Hey, guess what? I've got a job you're gonna love. Nice and easy. This is strictly a salvage mission. No crazy shit, I promise. One of those old pre-FTL generation ships from the 2000s. Mugangwa. Or however the hell you pronounce that. Just popped up on my radar. Oh. Is audio balance good, by the way? Test. You are arrive. Oh, you have Prime Gaming. You could subscribe with that, couldn't you? You could subscribe to me, your friend. You could subscribe to me, your friend Joanna, couldn't you? You could do that. I'm gonna make it so that my hair is above. Yeah, there we go. Oh, what the oh, great. That's good. Do I have to be a Twitch partner for that or something? Some stupid crap like that? I don't know. Whatever. Affiliate. Okay. Yeah. Anyway. Hey, guess what? I've got a job for you that you're going to love. Nice and easy. This is strictly a salvage mission. No crazy shit, I promise. One of those pre-FTL generation ships from the 2000s, the Mogangwa, or however you spell that, just popped up on the radar. Its disappearance was apparently some big unsolved mystery. Never made it to its destination, I guess. It's just drifting lifelessly in Antares B. I'll send the exact coordinates. It's pretty hard to get a visual on. Probably why no one's found it before. The sponsor for this one is a historical society from the outer colonies. Here's what the objective card says. Download any log files you can, especially any that can explain what happened to the ship. If possible, speak to the security AI, Mute, for assistance. It's a good, easy gig, and I want you to take this one. I should be asocial enough for you, although I don't want to hear any complaints. Dispatch control out. Something tells me this is not going to be a good, easy gig. Like, something tells me there is going to be crazy shit. I don't know if it's just them saying that there isn't any, but I feel like, Oh, that's true. Okay. I trust you. Alright. Let's start a new game. They can't lie in books, exactly. That's why, if anyone does anything bad in a book, that means they condone that behavior. This system is property of the Unified Korea Space Probe Agency. Accessed by individuals not affiliated with the UXPA or a successor organization is a felony under UXPA Act of 2381. media literacy is never necessary, Yucca. I can just look at a revolutionary girl Utna and say Anchi stabbed her because she's evil and bad, and Utna dies at the end. That's the end of Revolutionary Girl Utna. I figured it out. Oh fuck, I guess spoilers. I don't know if anyone in chat or anyone watching doesn't know Utna, but like... Oh well. Yeah, I don't know if once I become a famous Twitcher streamer, I'll become, people will, say, you spoiled Utna on stream, why? Anyway. This system is, Expa Act, 2381. Last login user, Kim Hyunhae. I would spoil so much shit. 221,432 days ago. That's a lot of years. That's like 1,000 years? Maybe more. Imagine. Error. AI personality currently disabled. Reverting to command line. Available commands. Oh, I guess that would be 300 and... I guess it would be like 7... Yeah, about 2/3 of 1,000, because that would be 356,000 would be 1,000 years. Available commands. Download, disable AI, enable AI, help SU quit. Error, nothing to quit to. Activate an AI with enable AI first. Admin access required. Please use SU first. Super user. Okay, so we need a super user password. Among us, wait. SU Amogus. Error. Admin access temporarily disabled. Please speak with AI to restore. So it wants us to go to the AI. Help! 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 Oh. Help, please. I'm just joking around. Let's enable AI. Alright. Used to select a new AI personality. Any active personality must be disabled first. Currently available personalities, Hyunhae. So, that's the last name or family name? I don't know. This game is it seems to have Korean... Yeah, the people of the ship seem to be of Korean descent. And so, I believe Hyunhae would be like a family name. Yeah. Alright. So I don't know if Kim Hyunhae was the person who... Oh, yeah. I don't know if they translate it to English. Yeah, it would depend. Alright. Enable. So, Are we dealing with people being uploaded into machines here? That would be interesting. Hey mom. I'm streaming.
I really need to talk to you. When are you done?
I'm gonna be done at midnight.
Take a 5-minute break at some point.
Yeah, okay.
Okay, thanks.
Alright. You may now... Success. Personality Q&A is now activated. You may now close this terminal with quit. Oh! Hello, anime boobs woman! I'm joking. Hello? Oh my word! An external connection? Someone out there? It's been so many years since I've spoken to anyone. Oh geez, I'm being discourteous. My apologies. Please allow me to introduce myself. My name is Star Hyune. The star, of course, is silent. It represents that I'm an AI. Okay. Hyune. I control, all the log keeping systems on Mugangwa. Mugangwa. Or at least what's left of them. Please, excuse me for 1 second. I'll give you a terminal so you can respond. There you go. Go ahead and introduce yourself. Hi! My name is Joanna. Ah, geez. My apologies. I don't know why, but what you typed looked just looked like garbage to me. That's bad. I think there may be a problem with my language parsing systems. Ugh. Sorry, somehow your input is getting mangled between the terminal and me. I'm so terribly sorry. Classic blunder, truly, yeah. Oh, true, yeah. That would be gaming. No, William. Don't do that to a type of writing. The joke is that Wonky Wombat said he would sex the cursive 'cause swears. I'm pretty tired. But we're going through it. Let me just try something. Can you understand this? Yes. Alright. Very well, we have that at least. I'm afraid I can't get text input fixed. That'll have to suffice. Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah. You must fuck cursive. Mm-hmm. I'm terribly sorry. It must be difficult being unable to say anything. This might be difficult then. Well, nevertheless, as an archive system AI, I'll do my best to help you navigate these records anyway. Unfortunately, it might be difficult since, well, without language parsing, you won't be able to do text searches either. Don't worry though. It's my duty to provide assistance with archive functions. I'll do my best. Right, let me see. I'll provide you with a sampling of logs to start out with, and you can show me things that you want more information on. I hope that'll be acceptable to you. It's all I can do. Well, that's all I suppose. Pardon me, let me introduce you to an interface to work with, so you do not have to struggle with a terminal. Oh, hello, Kazuma! We have just received a message, a very important message, from Stella's cat, Kazuma. No, Stella, it's good, it's good, it's good. He was telling us something. And, I suppose this is a little bit awkward, but, Can I say one thing before you get to work? Sure. I'm just very happy to be working with you, but nobody to talk to for such a long time. It got so lonely. Having someone to talk to is just really, really amazing. I thought maybe I would never again, but the communication barrier. Sorry about the communication barrier, but even still. Ah, geez, I'm babbling. I won't hold you up any longer. Here's your interface. I hope it's good enough. Okay. Well, it's very interesting because, like, from the get-go, we know that all the people on the ship are dead or have gone missing, right? So that makes it like, it feels somewhat tragic in a way. Oh, okay. Sounds good. Let's see. Speak with Yune. Access document logs. Use override terminal. Alright, let's access document logs. Search by ID. Data blocks. Block 4, Block 6, Block 9, Block 10. Helpful notes. I think helpful notes will do first. A cliche to remember by Yune. Namjoon Yobi. Men are honored, women are abased. If you can only remember one thing, remember that phrase. Oh, hello. Actually, I was just testing that indicator icon to see if it'd get your attention. I just thought it'd be good way of letting... Yeah, absolutely. This game seems like it has to do with gender. I thought it'd be a good way of letting you know when I have something to say. I mean, if it's super important, I can always just interrupt you, but I don't want to distract you if I can help it. I mean, that'd suck, right? What kind of computer program forces herself onto... The phrasing. Also, I don't know if this is like a human-like AI. It seems like it's trying to convey that by having a picture of a person when it's doing that. It seems to speak human-like. So, I don't know. Anyway, that's all. I guess it worked. Carry on, and I'll set the testing indicator if I want to tell you something. Alright. Let's go to the Kim family tree. So, Jungsu's father, 227, 302, which seems to be like their ID. There's no one, but no name listed, but it's 247, 316. Oh, yes, that would be normally a family tree. So, what would the years be counting from? Maybe when the expedition began? Okay. Alright. Okay. So this family tree seems to mainly care about the paternal line from Jungsu's father to, but Hyo has no listed last name, and Han has no listed last name. Interesting. Hyo Minjung. And then then Young Suk was married to Han. And then presumably Jungsu gave birth to Park Kangdae, Oh Nam-kyu, and Jungsu's son. So it seems to be like, oh, there are multiple pages of this. Oh-jin and Oh-taehyun. Oh, this is just it out and written. Kim Jong-soo, Hyo Min-ju, married 294. Kim Yoon-mi, Park Kang-dae, married 312. Kim Sun-hee, Oh Nam-kyu, married 316. The Pale Bride. Captain Ryu In-ho, married 321. Kim Yong-seok, Han, no last name listed, married 318. Official genealogies don't list the women normally. Wives are noted by their family names, and their daughters are omitted entirely. These are the relevant records of what I was able to piece together, parts of what I was able to piece together from the records. As far as genealogy is concerned, Young Seok is the heir to Jung-soo and adopted in 317. Names in red are women. Dash means the name is forever unknown. It seems like this game has something to say about gender. Maybe. Okay, that's interesting. Alright. So that's basically the primer, that a little bit of Feminism 101. Interesting. Let's access log documents once again. Let's go to block 4. Let's go through them in numerical order. Pack of Idiots. Smith Kyung Sam. 918, year 315. 4 SM 91. Smith Kyung Sam. So that would be Kyung Sam of the Smith family, I believe. When our family falls into decline, I just want it to be perfectly clear why. It's because Dae-hyun's sons are the biggest collection of idiots on the entire ship. Father says these sorts of words shouldn't be written down, calling them unfilial, but I'm skeptical. I intend no disrespect to my noble ancestors, but my dead uncle is no ancestor of mine, and his family deserves no respect. It might just be because I watched, Abigail Thorne's The Prince, a couple days ago. And it might be because I have a background in Shakespeare, and that might be my reference point for history and noble families. But this feels very, like, Shakespearean. I know. This has been in motion for years now. Also, I'm gonna look up the definition of filial real quick. Cause, filial, of, relating to, or befitting a son or daughter. Having assumed relationship of child or offspring to parent. Or of relating to a generation or of a sequence following the parent generation. Interesting. So it seems like these records are for the purpose of filiality. And that anything else perhaps shouldn't be written down for some reason? I don't know. This has been in motion for years now. It was an inevitability, even, that any sons of Daehyun would turn out the way they did. But up until now, to anyone outside of the family, it's been well hidden. Only now is it starting to fall apart in a way that no amount of good politics can disguise. The turning point was this year. At the time I write this, I am returning from Sang-jung's funeral. In that family, there were three brothers. Sang-jung, the drunk, Sang-kyu, the dim-witted brute, and Sang-min, who, despite being the eldest, seems to have more interest in cavorting with courtesans than creating an heir. Notably absent from the mourning procedures was Sang-kyu. What he was doing, I do not know. Knowing him, I can only guess. The affair was made even more laughable by Sang-min and his widowed mother's insistence that Sang-jung had died of natural causes, or Sang-jung had died of natural causes. Apparently they found a doctor willing to put such nonsense on the official record. An unmarried noble managing to drink his way into the grave at only 30 years of age would be embarrassing enough. To brazenly hide the obvious, however, that will mark the beginning of the Smith family's fall. Okay, so I can reference the Kim family tree whenever I want. Oh, pronunciation. J or ch at the start. Okay, so that's Chung, Sang-chung. A, car, A, may, E, pet, yo, cut, o, core, E. Her I is beat, E. That's the sound. Rule, rule, and that's oo. So they have all different phonetic vowels pronounced this way, and I'm gonna butcher them awfully. So D, G, or K at the start, and B and P at the start. Some very simplified rules to help you pronounce Korean names. Most consonants are pronounced as in English, except for the following when they're at the beginning of words. Family names are written as in their traditional English spellings. Alright. That's the only piece of text in block 4. Let's go to block 6. So we know the AI mute that was referenced before. in our like recovery in our mission statement. Um, I believe they were like another ship AI. Maybe we can turn them on, or find access to them somehow. Yeah. Okay. Mute. Smith Kyung Sam. I don't know why you insist on putting this all in writing when we could just have a perfectly good conversation. Like, don't get me wrong, I'm happy to do it. Whatever you want, you're the man. I just think it's a little weird. I don't really get it. Anyway, to answer your question, your spot on the pale bride being the focus of the attention in the royal family. Not for the reasons you wanted, though. I don't know where you heard those rumors, but they are so not true. I wonder if AIs are gendered in this universe, considering they have, like, sapience, ostensibly. Because this AI's voice seems somewhat masculine to me. I don't know. That girl a troublemaker? No, I don't see it. Like, it's not even convincing as a rumor. That girl is the most polite, most obedient person I've ever seen in my entire life. The idea of her fighting with her husband is completely unimaginable. In over a month, I've never heard as so much as heard her raise her voice in an argument. She's quiet, courteous, and doesn't everything that she's told without even the slightest hesitation. Sounds a lot like Anshi. Sorry, there's just no way you could possibly exploit any drama here. As undramatic as a situation gets, especially not compared to what situation with your cousin and that courtesan. Don't get me wrong, she bugs the hell out of me. The girl is just too perfect. She's young, beautiful, she's demure to the point where I don't think she has a personality of her own. But she also gets along perfectly with the queen. Of course she commands all the attention of the emperor. Like, can you blame him? I'm sorry, but there's no way he's ever going to be anything but extremely grateful to the Kim family for giving her over. Interesting. So, I wonder what... Okay, we should look at the date on this. This is year 321, or 321. We should also look at, the last date, we have on anyone in the Kim family. 322, Young Seok, Yoon Mi, Park Kang Dae, I'm gonna butcher these names. Oh Jin or Ji-in, Oh Taehyun, and Pale Bride, and Han and Young Seok, and Hyo. So Young Seok's mother, Jung Soo, Hyo Min Chung. It lets us access it at any time. But it seems like the date of whatever happened in 322. Just to get like a reference point in our mind for stuff happening. I should also make a notes app for this, but I don't know if I could, like... That could be good. That's fair. I assume we, go to... So, okay. immediately we're introduced to this Smith Chung Sam figure. And so we have the Smith family and we have the Kim family. And the Kim family gave over the Pale Bride to the Emperor, assumably because Chung Su's son died. And so the Pale Bride might have remarried. It's interesting that the Pale Bride also doesn't have a birth date on the thing. That's very interesting. But yeah, let's head back and... The new heir, Kim Young-suk. When he died this year, my father was an absolute nobody. Oh, this is a member of the Kim family. We know who this is. We have a reference point. This is this person. Okay. So we're finally getting an internal perspective on the family. When he died this year, my father was an absolute nobody. I don't say this to disrespect his honor. It's the complete opposite. He knew it, and that was a far worse fate than he deserved. It wasn't until I was 16 that I even realized we were supposed to be from a noble family. Certainly we never had much means. Father was a minor official in the interior decks, and spent his last days dealing with minor peasant disputes. Of all the things, peasant disputes. With the poverty we lived in, no wonder it never really sank in that we were of noble blood. Not until I met the main family for the first time. So this person is an offshoot of the Kim family that presumably didn't inherit a title. Also, I'm just gonna say, it's super interesting that a spaceship has, like, a aristocratic structure. Like, why? Like, I guess it's bold to assume that we progressed by the time we're in the space age, but I don't know. Oh no! It's true. It's true. Except, no. See, they're not peasants. They're indentured servants. They can pay it off eventually. But we're charging them for the oxygen. They were proud, despite the fact that I now realized that they too were suffering from our same lack of royal favor. I could tell the difference. They hadn't given up. The capitalists got their grubby little hands on it, and the monarchists and the aristocracists. There I go, I did it. There we go, Yucca, we figured it out. Tim Curry had not read Dune. They were so proud, despite the fact that I now realize, they too were suffering from our same lack of royal favor. I could tell the difference. They hadn't given up. Their son was still alive at that time. In reference to Park Kang-dae, or Oh Nam Kyu, probably. It's interesting that Jungsu's son isn't part of the timeline. Don't tell me it's not only corrupted by capitalism because it's still feudalism. That would be the worst timeline. True. True. Alright, let's head back. I'm gonna turn the volume slightly down because I have a bit of a headache, as they say. But their son died later that year. 316. Which son are they referring to? 314. So they're referring to Jungsu's son specifically. And so apparently Jungsu's son was the heir. Jungsu's son. Okay. And was married to the Pale Bride. Their son was still alive at that time, and even though he was a child half my age, I couldn't believe his confidence. Put us to shame. Absolutely put us to shame. But their son died later that year, and my father died just a few months ago. So this is in 316. And yeah, Young Suk's father died in 316. Young Suk's. Give me phonetics! I want phonetics! Cut. Suck. So this would be Young Suk. Alright. Kim Young Suk. I could make this joke about that, how that sounds, but that doesn't seem tasteful. But their mother died later that year, and my father just died a few months ago. I didn't know what we were going to do, but my mother managed to convince her sister's husband to adopt me into the main Kim family. I don't think it took too much. So now I'm their heir. Kim Jung-soo's adopted son. Now I have the time or position to be proud. But having spoken sincerely with my new father, I think we're on the same page. I'm going to study furiously. I'm going to become a scholar official. What I didn't tell him was my ambition. I won't settle for any peasant jobs. I'll be better than that. I'm not going to stop until I manage to fulfill my father's dream. High magistrate. I won't settle. I will not settle. I think Jung-soo expects me to disappoint him, but I damn will not. If I'm the heir to the Kim family, I'm not going to let him down. He wants prosperity, I'll give it to him. More importantly, I'm never going to let any other Kim son feel like his family doesn't get the recognition it deserves. Never again. Swear to my ancestors, never again. Alright, so Young Suk is now the heir to this pile of stuff. And so Hyomin Chung, Chung-soo, Young Suk. Alright. But this cast of characters is probably going to be relevant until the end of the story, at least the ones that are alive right now. Okay. Block 10. Marital Admonitions. Part 7. Ru Jaehua. Ryu Jaehua. So Ryu Jaehua is... So this is the year 321. So this is very close to the end of... This is at January 30th. So that's like a year away, or year and some change away from whatever will happen that will cause all these people to die. To the woman who will marry my husband, but please do not think that all of this is meant to say you will be unloved. You may be a second wife, but you are still a daughter of noble house, and that is a precious gift to the Ryu family. So, there's the Kim family, which is the main family we're following, and then there's the Ryu family and the Smith family. And... Sorry, I tapped my mic there. My husband has faith that you will bring him a son, and this means all the world to him. Nor am I jealous, for you will relieve a heavy burden on our house, and for that I am grateful. As proof of his affection to you, let me share with you one secret that I have been permitted to tell you. In honor of you, my husband, in his capacity as captain and emperor, has permanently changed his admin password to your birth name. My new sister. Okay, that's something to write down. The game may remind us of this, but I need to write this down. Give me a notepad. So, admin password is Ryu J was husband's second wife's birth name. Although this might be this might be to the Pale Bride. This might be written to the Pale Bride because we assume she might be married to the Emperor. My new sister, you will be brought into the new house not as a mere lowly woman, but a symbol of power in the inner chamber. You will not only represent the continuation of the Ryu bloodline by providing him a son, but your very name will represent the power of the captain's computer. Understand this, Understand this, Pale Bride. Your duty may be great, but you will be loved. I don't know if that's true, considering all of the context we're given. Anyway, I assume we have to... Okay. So the admin password is the Pale Bride's name. Pale Bride's birth name. And that's something that we want to figure out. We've looked at everything here for now. So it's time to speak with Hyune. If you look into your interface, once you open a document, you can click that little button of me to show me whatever it is. So which subject do you wish to know more about? Okay. Well. Oh, well, sorry. You've heard that already, right? Already, right? I think I just repeated myself there. Sorry, I kind of tend to do that. That's the problem with computers. They tend to respond in the same way to things. I'm sorry, I'm afraid I can't help it. Won't mention it again, but well, here, let me change something to make things less confusing for you. If the Speak to Me button menu item or the Show Message button is grayed out, that means I will have nothing new for you. Hopefully that will help. Otherwise, it'll be just a weird quirk you have to accept. Sorry. I'm curious about this Pale Bride figure. Of course. The last person to hold titles of Captain and Emperor on the ship was Ryu In Ho. Which are the Captain Ryu's wives do you wish to know more about? The Pale Bride. Very well. She wrote a lot, so this is going to be tricky to filter. I guess I'll just start at the top and let you figure out what's important. Block 5, new. So, okay. So that's the new stuff. Alright. And then I will also ask her about... What? Huh, I suppose you did find him interesting. I don't think there's anything else you'd find relevant. Okay. So maybe it gave us both the, Alright. Block 9. New Happiness, Young Seok's wife. New Magistrate, Young Seok's wife. Alright. The Month of Good Fortune by Kim Jung-soo. So this is the current head of the family. Okay. The second month of the 319th year was one of the greatest of great fortune for the Kim family. While on royal business, the Captain and Emperor Ryu confided in me that he wished that I had a daughter of marriage age to give him, to take as his second wife. My first wife had been unable to provide a son. She has become increasingly concerned she never would. At the start of the month, I had no daughter in my family to give. My only son, Young Seok, was without a child. Yet it was the perfect opportunity. So, this may sound fantastical, but I swear it's true. Passed on through the generations in the main branch of the Kim family is a giant egg of translucent luster, such that one can see the form of a sleeping child inside. She is known as the Pale Bride for the inscription on the egg, and entrusted to our family to be awakened during a time of great prosperity. Yet, as any man knows, prosperity is seized, not waited on. A daughter to provide the emperor with a son would elevate the family above all the other noble houses once and for all. Considering this, I promised the emperor that I did have a daughter who I would soon be of marriage age to present him. Then I smashed the egg, such that the Pale Bride passed through the Kim family for years could be adopted as my own daughter. She is a strange child, but will make a fine wife for the emperor. What good fortune this means. For the revolution of the world. Yeah. Huh. Really need to be breaking open an embryo. So, from a sci-fi perspective, this seems like a clone type of deal. I'm gonna go through everything before I ask about new documents. Broken Promise. Dear Diary, last week I woke up from cryostasis. Before I went in, Father promised me that when I woke up in the future, they'd have medicine again. Oh no! Oh no! So this was just some girl in cryostasis who they woke the frick up. And oh god! Oh no! So they seem to have regressed as far as technology is concerned. Either that or the passage of time has, like, changed information, or information has been forgotten, because Jesus Christ, this girl was supposed to be cured of her illness. Yeah. That I might never not see him again, but his descendants would make everything right. But the future broke his promise. I'm scared and confused and don't get what's happening. I think there was a big disaster while I was in stasis or something. Everyone's so uneducated and stupid. Alright, sounds good, Wombat. You can watch the rest of the VOD if you'd like. Later. Father and Mother were kind of dumb at times, but the guy who woke me up, he might be named Kim, but he's nothing like them. Father's wrong. Nothing is better. The future sucks. God. So, this girl is extremely dying of a terminal illness. It seems that way, at least. So the Pale Bride was woken up in the year 319. Insufferable child, young Suck's wife. Dearest Mother, do you recall how in my letter I mentioned the Pale Bride being brought to the household? I take back any kind words I might have said about her. That awful child is nothing but the most insufferable person I have ever met. I just thought it would have a little more time of peace. With young Suck's adopted mother visiting her own family, I have been given responsibility over that miserable child. What happened to my prior domestic bliss? She is in trouble so often, one would think she were a boy. She acts like one too. Suppose it can't be helped. She says she lived her first 12 years in the past, and I can see it. She certainly acts as though she's from a less civilized time. Just last night, she made a huge scene at dinner time. She kept trying to rudely leave the table in front of young Suck and the father-in-law. Yeah, absolutely. Loudly insisting that she was too sick to eat. Oh god, but she probably is. She has said this before, too. I was worried, so I had her doctor examine her. She is, of course, in perfect health. Oh no, does she have, like... She probably has cancer or something. I asked her why she thought otherwise, and she started talking about how pale and thin she was. She's not truly unhealthy. All she was doing was rubbing it in that she's far more delicate and beautiful than I. What a cruel child. Why must she be so spiteful to me? So, because she's dying of disease, she upholds their beauty standards. That's fucked. Um, Anyway, let's look at block 9. The new happiness, Young Suk's wife. This is before she, the pale bride came out of the egg. Dearest mother, I believe young Suk has grown comfortable with me. All it took was some time for me to earn his trust. Learning how to read by watching over my husband's shoulder isn't how I envisioned spending my first year of marriage. I can't complain about anything that makes me spend so much time with him, though. We've talked, and we've decided we won't try for a son right away. Right now, he's just not ready for it. That aside, things are good. If this is what married life is like, I think I can be happy with this. We're getting along well, and I like him. Perhaps it's not quite what I was led to expect, but it's still good. Domestic bliss indeed. Last week, young Suk was reading over some papers for a dispute that Magistrate Park was deciding on. So Park is another royal family in the ship. Interesting. You wouldn't understand the details, but essentially it was an argument between a farmer and his lord over a sum of money after a particularly poor harvest. I think I will tell the magistrate that the farmer is right. His claim is fair, he told me. Might I take a look? I asked. Bemused, he handed the papers to me. It took a good while of studying just to be sure. After all, I wouldn't want to contradict my husband if he was right. But the farmer's numbers didn't seem to add up. I pointed this out to him. He not only listened patiently, but had me explain. Then you believe the farmer was trying to cheat his lord? He asked. I did. That's what I will report then. Next day, he told me the magistrate agreed. Ever since then, he has started to rely on my opinion when it comes to anything involving math. Interesting. So this is... Young Suk has... His wife has... Is... Like... So... Yeah, his wife... is becoming more a part of his life in terms of being a political figure, but like, haha, you, hashtag just class traitor things or something. Or, I don't know. It's cruel. That farmer was probably punished. The new friendship. Kim Young-suk. While it's true that I might be, as my wife suggests, alarmingly serious, it's hard to argue with enjoying a nice meal out of it if it means cultivating Magistrate Park's trust even more. Having the invitation alone is a pretty good sign. I would assume we would be going to his house after finishing with the day's affairs, but instead he led me the other way. Oh, you do not want to visit there. My son has a newborn child who is very, very unconducive to entertaining guests, I'm afraid, he said with a laugh. Surely you'll understand. Instead, we headed to the plaza. Outside the the occasional New Year's festival when I was a child. I had never actually been there before. I had never much of an eye for details at that time, so I was surprised to see just how richly decorated everything was for what was essentially a giant market. Beautiful floral arrangements adorned every stall, wall, and partition rather than the commotion of the crowd. All I could hear was the soundful sound of peaceful music. It was, of course, a market. There were no merchants loudly hawking wares, but there were some prices on the sides. Signs I saw would make the emperor blush. In that atmosphere, we ate together at a public house that defied my expectations. The food was both plentiful and far better than anything I'd had in either of my houses. This sounds indulgent. It absolutely is. And I definitely won't plan on telling anyone the details like this. The only thing I planned to repeat from this evening is what the magistrate confided in me. That when he was moved from his position, he'd like to recommend me to fill his place. I'd be young for the position, but it would be a great stepping stone to the one I dreamed of. I remained calm, since I'm good at that, but it's the best news I've heard in my life. The new magistrate, young Suck's wife. Dearest mother, if you haven't already heard the good news, my husband has been appointed by the emperor to the position of magistrate. He's taken over the office from Magistrate Park starting today, which is tremendous for a man of his age. I have no doubt that since he was perfectly humble when he got the news, since he certainly has been while talking about it in front of father-in-law. In private, though, it's another story. Earlier, the family had a small feast to celebrate the news, and he had the same attitude then, too. But afterwards, when everyone had gone and left to bed, we stayed up and to sit together drinking wine, and it was a whole lot more somber. He wasn't modest, but he wasn't boastful either. He was outright insecure. He might not say it in front of you, but you know what? He said to me as I poured him some more wine. He takes all the credit for my promotion. According to him, it's all because of the emperor's new bride, which is, of course, all because of him, I said quietly. I don't want to take credit for her. I wasn't the one who got her to shut up. That was all him. Oh, God. He might not say it in front of you, but you know what? He said to me as I poured him more wine. He takes all the credit for my promotion. According to him, it's all because of the emperor's perfect new bride, which is, of course, all because of him. Magistrate Park did something to the pale bride. I don't like discussing it, and please, Mother, don't you ever ask me why. Doesn't matter, he said. It's not why I got promoted. I got promoted because now High Magistrate Park, I managed to make Smith look so bad he had to get shuffled off. It's exposing the whoring and thuggery that did it, not the damned pale bride, he said with annoyance. Okay, so Smith was previously the High Magistrate, and his family was gross, and so they said, no, you can't be in the position. You're not noble enough. Okay. Well, that's how he is. You know he'll never give you credit for anything, I said. He replied, I know, I just wish he'd acknowledge it. I don't know how he can be so stupid as to not be proud of me, you know? Sounds like young Suck wants people to be proud of him and to feel accomplished. But he's not getting that from what happens at this time in year 322, which is very, very close to whatever event kills all these people. I know, I said, let's not focus on that right now. I think we should focus on the good right now. How about we should focus to your success instead? Here's to the new Magistrate Kim. I raised my glass and drank. He betrayed the faintest of smiles, but he didn't share my toast, instead put his glass down. For a moment I was worried, but then he used that hand to grab my chin instead, and for the first time ever he kissed me on the mouth. Far sweeter than any wine, he said to me. I wasn't sure if he meant the kiss or the success, but I agreed either way. So it does seem like they're actually somewhat in love. That's good. That's it for Block 9. At least for right now. Okay. So let's go to Block 4. Let's show them about Smith, Kyung Sam. So here's the background, I suppose. There were two major normal family on the Mugunghwa. The Kims were the big one. On the Mugunghwa. The Smiths were the big one, I'm sure you can see. Smiths were the other family, but I'm afraid I can't really tell you very much about them. They were the most important family on the ship until just before the end. The High Magistrate was a Smith until the very last year, even. I can give you a little bit about them for reference, but so you can see who the Kim men thought their big enemy was. Smiths didn't really matter very much at the end, so I don't know much about them. I certainly never met any of them, so I'm just going off what I've read. Here, this should give you an idea of what I mean. Here Comes the Fall on 112 by Smith Kyung Sam on the same day that Magistrate Park received his promotion. Here comes the fall. Nobody's going to say I didn't see this coming. News that Sang Min has gotten sacked came in, which is definitely the death of any respectability in this family. Temporary leave it's been described as, but it's obviously a political move on the part of the Emperor. I think I've got a pretty good idea what he's playing at too. I'm hoping that making a move against Sang Min will push him over the edge, make him do something indefensibly stupid, and use that as a good excuse to shuffle him off for good. It's a good plan. It'll work. Meanwhile, the Kim family seems to be up on the rise, getting ready to fill the gaps by our collapse. Now it's all up to my son. If he's not able to rebuild after all this, then the whole family's doomed to permanent decline. Everything rides on him. Alright. Hey, I just wanted to say thanks for paying attention to me. It's like I was saying earlier, I haven't had anyone to talk to in so long. The last time I had anyone around on the ship was the year 322. By my count, it's now 944, so it was 622 years. I mean, do you have any idea how long that is? It wasn't really so bad at first. It was nice not to have to worry about anyone telling me what to do. I could just occupy myself, go through the old logs. But, well, I read quickly. For the first 3 years, it really started to sink in, the loneliness. Eventually, you sort of get used to it. It feels awful. You never feel like it. But you get used to it in ways that sort of scare you. There was a whole 100 years that went by where I didn't have a single thought. Not a one. I just sat there idle. I didn't even notice. Just, I had a feeling I'd particularly, what's the word? Sleepy. I just want to say, but that's not right. I guess maybe that doesn't translate. Anyway, the point is, I was in a lazy mood, and I decided to call my clock subroutine. It turns out it had been 300 trillion milliseconds since the last time I called it. Scary. Geez, I'm rambling. Sorry, as you can understand, my perception of time is all off. Sorry, I'll shut up. No, it's okay. It's alright. You can say things. You're allowed to get people's attention. But my point is, I'm really happy to have someone out there. So there's new stuff in Block 4. Contempt by O Sojin. This is Sojin of the O family, which I think we've heard of before. No, O Jian was O Taehyun's wife. Well, we've seen members of the O family. Oh, so the O family was the family of another descendant of Sungju's Chungsu's line. Or Chungsu's line. Despite having hardly shown their face the entire time I have lived in the Smith house, the second branch of the family has taken it upon themselves to visit again, the week after we were forced to endure their smug eye-rolling at the funeral. Of course, it would be impolite to turn them all away at that door, no matter how poor taste their timing was. So, what other choice did we have but to let them in? Husband wanted to have nothing to do with them, being distracted by Zhang Mi, and the mother-in-law had been hiding out in her room, leaving it to me to entertain them. Of course, as soon as I saw I had sent their son to go see our daughter, cousin-in-law Kyung Sam made it quite clear that it was not that sort of visit. His wife just sat there silent while he ripped into me. I couldn't write down all his words. It was simply one line of abuse after another. Apparently, we were to be blamed for Sang-kyu leaving before they showed up. For wearing the wrong mourning garb, for my husband's shocked reaction at his brother's death. In fact, we were to be blamed for his death itself. All he kept shouting about was how embarrassing for the family it was that a nobleman of the Smith house had been allowed to drink himself to death. So this guy is pissed off about this. He's so angry, and it's sad. As if the real tragedy was that it looked bad. I might not have felt bad about Sang Chung dying, but the rest of the family did. So to hear such words making light of their loss was appalling. Yet he kept going, shouting awful thing after awful thing, Till finally, the most unexpected thing happened. Mother-in-law entered the room. "What is going on here?" she asked. He stood up. "I was just passing on a message to my son's wife about his disgraceful conduct, since he won't show his face himself." Then he added, "I'm embarrassed to be a Smith right now. Do you think that people don't have any idea about our family's shame? Do you have any idea how much of a fool I look like?" I never saw a more terrifying expression in someone's face. She just glared at him. Finally she said, "Yes, but you clearly do not, or you would have lowered your voice." It took him a moment for that to register, that he was just shocked, but mother-in-law wasn't done. "Please leave," she said. "Now." They stared at each other for a good long while. Mother-in-law naturally won, with a scowl. Young Sam and his family departed. When they had left, I turned to her. "Thank you," I said. She just shook her head in disgust and exited the room without another word. By example, Smith Kyung Sam. I have given up on any attempts at convincing the main branch of the family to get their act together, as clearly speaking reason to any of the pack of idiots is a fool's errand. Now I can only hope that their self-destruction is quick. That when it's my son's turn to pick up the pieces of the Smith's name's reputation, he will be able to do it as soon as possible. He seems far, far less worried about it than I am. Of course he is an only child, but the boy is mature for his years. Perhaps there is wisdom in his calmness. "All we have to do is be better than them, right?" he asked when I was in a rage about the handling of the family. "Isn't that what gentlemen do? Lead by example?" He is right, of course. As a noble family, we're supposed to be an example to the middle classes and the commoners and the slaves. Jesus Christ, they have slaves on this ship? Perhaps so too must we serve as an example to the family of the High Magistrate and his brother. Perhaps things will not be so doomed for my son after all. It will be hard for him, of course, if the main branch family continues on this path of decay, but any boy will grow up to be able to put things right. I believe it is him. Alright. So block 9 was... Alright. To be totally honest with you, I don't know what she's talking about here at all. I should probably do these things after. The math thing wasn't really considered odd at the time. That's women's work. It's just natural. Maybe it's a little weird that she's helping with external matters, but, well, it's not that weird. The part about learning to read isn't that amazing either. It might have been officially frowned upon, but learning to read by looking over a brother or husband's shoulder was really, really common. She's making a big deal out of nothing. Well, I guess that's a 15-year-old woman for you. I hate heteronormative power structures! I hate heteronormative power structures! But I guess I should be talking to Hyune about this after each entry, so that I know the context. The plaza sounds like a really interesting place, doesn't it? I mean, I wouldn't really know personally, but as I understand it, it was a big place for celebrating festivals, and really surprising to see. You'd leave one of the few tiny modern stark white corridors that lead into it, and then suddenly there was this huge open space filled with all sorts of colorful signs and vendors. I think proper gentlemen were supposed to be more modest, though, so they wouldn't really want to associate with that thing too openly. It always comes back to the Pale Bride, doesn't it? I don't think Chung Su ever thought very much of his adopted son, or at least neither he nor his wife thought so. So Kim is talking about Young Suk. You want to know what I really think, though? Yeah. I think they're both really dumb. I mean, it's not like she ever really did anything. It's not her fault. She just happened to be there. Was married to as a political gesture. The kind of person that projects its insecurities into someone who only ever got pushed around. Sorry, I guess I'm getting a little bit off track. That's not really very helpful, is it? It is. Well, anyway. Getting back on track here. Alright. I want to know more about the Pale Bride, please. Oh, It is. It really is. I want to know, I want to know more about her. Very well, I can give you a couple from his wife. Here you are. Let's look at the broken promise. Pale Bride did keep an extensive diary. I'll try to find you some more entries. Okay. Jeez. Held prisoner. Great. Dear Diary, today I was forced to stay in the home all day. Didn't get to leave yesterday, or the day before that, or the day before that, or the day before that, or on any other day either. I want to write about how much the ship has changed since I was put into stasis, but I can't even see it. I keep asking why I'm being kept prisoner. No one will tell me. That woman who keeps bossing me around, she's awful. I'm dying here, I keep telling her. I'm sick. That's why I was in stasis to begin with, but she won't listen. She treats me like I'm a stupid kid. I tried to argue with her. Look how pale I am. Can't you see I'm sick? I swear. I'm not making up what she said in response. Why must you be so rude? It's not polite for a girl to boast about her beauty. Beauty? I tried not to cry in front of her. I've had to do that a lot. I'm not beautiful. I have a compromised immune system. I shouted at her and ran away. I don't know what she said back. Something about using big words, I think. How stupid is she? She hates me. I don't know why, but she hates me. That's why I'm not allowed to go to visit the ship plaza, though. Chung-Soo, the man who keeps telling me to call him father, said the same thing. He promised me that I would have a chance to leave soon, though. I don't think he was being nice, though. I'll write about him more later. Right now I have to go to bed, or the woman will get mad at me again. I'll just let you keep reading. Please let me know when you read all the ones I gave you. Alright. Women's quarters. Dear Diary, I got in trouble today, but for the first time, it was my own fault. A little bit at least. I still think sister-in-law was being crazy about it, but I should have known better. Now that I write that, it looks ridiculous. God, what is this living with these people doing to me? The computer console in my room doesn't have anything on in it. I don't mean it doesn't have all the cartoons I brought from Earth or any of my books or anything. I mean, there's literally nothing there for me to entertain myself with at all. Nothing. So I thought to myself that maybe sister-in-law might be different, and I checked. It wasn't, so instead I started to go check her father's study. Not snooping or anything, just looking at his computer for books. I had a thought that it might be bad, but my real father never would have gotten too upset. What could the harm be? It was in there for 10 minutes looking for anything that was even written in Korean. There was nothing, by the way. Every single book, symbols that looked like Chinese characters, every single one. I think maybe something terrible happened in the past that made all the computer data get deleted, and everyone forgot how to read Korean. And also they got really stupid about things. I don't think I'll ever find out why. It just sucks. Anyway, I was only there for 10 minutes searching through the console when Young Suk walked in. I thought he was going to get really angry, but he just acted like he was really scared. He didn't scold me when he dragged me out. He just looked really worried. I only got in trouble when he brought me back to his wife. He told her, "Do you have any idea where she was? She was in the men's quarters looking through her father's computer. Do you have any idea how he would react if he saw that? You're supposed to be watching her." She apologized to him repeatedly. I didn't know what to say. I don't think sister-in-law did either. But after he left, she gave me this really long, really awful lecture. Why would you go into the men's quarters? Why would you go looking for books? Why must you be so unfilial? Yuck, yuck, yuck. Do you really not understand that you're a girl? I told her I didn't understand. I mean, of course I'm a girl. But I had no idea what she was talking about. When I told her that, she just lectured me more. I hate her so much. So there's probably one question on her mind, isn't there, that isn't being addressed at all, right? Yeah. What happened in between the pale bride being frozen and waking up that made society go all wrong, right? Right. I figured. I mean, it's the obvious question. Sorry, I wish I could tell you, but I'm afraid that mystery is lost to time, forever lost to time. I guess that's pretty anticlimactic. Sorry. I really want to know too. Whatever really terrible thing happened, it must have been really, really big. Afraid all the log data from before the year 1 was wiped. All the clocks were set. I guess that's why it's called the year 1. Okay. So this ship has been going for a longer time than 300 years. That would make sense. So anyway, nobody remembered what happened in between, or even how long it was between. It was hundreds of years, I assume, but I don't really know. So yeah, really sorry to let you down there. That part's going to be a mystery forever. There's nobody who could possibly know. You'll just have to take it as a given. Sorry. So, I feel like that either leaves two options. That this game is going to tell us later what the big cultural shift was, or that it's a plot device to create the situation for the story. And honestly, either one seems plausible, but if there isn't any reason, I'm interested to see what it might be. Straight to hell. Oh. Say, before you keep going, can I interrupt you for a couple minutes? Sure. Thanks, just... yeah. Well, you're finding about so much about Magangwa, but I know absolutely nothing about where you're from. It's just... nobody's been here to talk to for centuries. I mean, I don't like that either. But the ship is really all I really know about, and it's been disconnected from other civilizations, all other civilization for so long. So, you're from the United Korean Space Probe Agency, right? Or a version, or maybe a future, or I guess maybe a future version of it? I don't think my character is the person who's investigating this. Oh, I had assumed you were. Well, strictly speaking, only someone from the UKSPA would be authorized to access these systems, so I wouldn't really be able to help you if you weren't. So obviously, I must have made a mistake, right? You actually are? Yes, I am. Aha, right, that's what I thought. What I really want to know about is about Earth. I mean, I'm sort of aware of it, but the planet where we all come from. I don't really know anything about it. I have some ideas, but I don't think they're really right. So you know about all about it, right? I mean, even if you're not from there yourself, you know what it's like, right? Yes. Oh, wonderful. I sort of understand the basics. It's like, it's a big sphere that everyone lives on, and there's unimaginably vast amounts of open space. And you can only see the stars at night, right? Because the sky just looks blue during the day. All of this is what I know from the Pale Bride. She never saw Earth. She was second generation, born on the ship after it had left the Earth's star system. But her parents were born on Earth, so she heard some stories from them when she was young, and I think they brought a lot of books and movies with them. I don't know. I'm just a little skeptical given she was a child when she learned that. Maybe she got mixed up. What I can actually ask is a more yes or no question. I didn't realize how hard this would be. Well, alright, so Magangwa was originally supposed to be establishing a colony at some star or other 100 light years away. I know that. That was a really long time ago. Did other ships ever succeed where we didn't? Or is it still just Earth? Gosh, I don't know. I think what I've been led to believe about the fiction is there were other planets? I think so. I'm not sure though. Ah, that's wonderful to hear. Oh, I know. Is it really true that on Earth, seasons aren't just metaphors? Like, oh, this sounds silly now that I put it into words. But the Pale Bride seemed to think that winter wasn't something that happened to just you emotionally. On Earth, that's when the actual entire part of the planet turned frigid. Does that have any sort of basis in reality? Actually, yes. Wow, my word, that's amazing. Seriously. That sounds like... I can't even imagine that. What else was there? That's the city, that her parents were from. I think it's called Pyongyang. They described it as being amazing. If you looked it up, you would see huge, bright white buildings as tall as 100 or more decks. And on the, I'm not sure the word for it. It means the, bottom deck. Anyway, they said that at the bottom, there were streets were lined with willow trees, and the tops of the buildings had flower gardens. Have you ever been to that city before, or at least heard of it? Well, I haven't heard of it, but I'm gonna look it up. Oh, it's a North Korean city. Interesting. That's very interesting considering the current, like... Huh. I've heard of it, yeah. So it does exist then. Is it really as beautiful as they said, truly? Well, I think not quite. I think nothing's probably as beautiful as they say. Of course. It's an amazing thought, though. Like, they said they met in one of those gardens in the sky and fell in love at first sight. Guess the gardens probably aren't real, and love at first sight isn't either. But geez, it's so awfully romantic, isn't it? It's really my question. Is Earth worth being romantic about? God, that's a hell of a question. I don't know. Like, okay, Yucca. I guess so. Alright, of course. I guess I've already wasted enough of your time with the silly questions, haven't I? No! It's just, well, please humor me once more, then I'll stop bothering you. Do you think I could ever see Earth? It's possible. Well, thank you for saying that. It's just... Well, it sounds so romantic. I'd really like to see it someday. Thanks. Did you folks see that flash there? I wonder... Wonder if that was an intentional part of the game. Well, I promised I'd stop wasting your time. No. So what did you want to ask me about? Straight to hell. Dear Diary, this nightmare has gone on for so long. I think I'm starting to forget what life used to be like. I have a new theory. Father was wrong about the cryostasis keeping me alive until I could be cured. I think it didn't work at all. I think I just died and went straight to hell. I decided I'm going to write down all the things I used to be able to do, just so I can remember. I used to be able to read books. I used to be able to have friends. I used to be able to go to school. I used to be able to leave home and go visit the plaza or anywhere on the ship. I think I even used to be able to be in any part of the house I wanted and talk to visitors as much as I'd like. I have memories of always spending time with my father, my mother, and my brother in the living room. I know my father thought being respectful was important too, but I don't know. I'm so confused now. He taught me to be strong and speak up for myself. Did he really say that? I'm being sarcastic, of course, but the scary thing is sometimes I really do forget. Sometimes I think if I was just obedient to what sister-in-law tells me to do, make things easier. Maybe I should just give in and be passive, just sometimes. Scared though. What if I really end up believing that? So this seems to be ultimately a story about societal pressure. Like, particularly this, like, very old-fashioned this very old-fashioned societal pressure that, like, is coming back out of the woodwork here in this ship somehow. And yeah, it is heavy, but and it's how by existing in that society you are pressed by it and forced to conform into it. Wife, the Pale Bride, 319. Dear Diary, today I found out why the household servant, I still can't believe we have one, why, has been so insistent on teaching me how to cook. Well, she doesn't call it that, she calls it serving meals. A year ago, I thought I wouldn't have thought that sounded so sinister, but now I know why. I don't care about this, I told her after the 7th day in a row of lessons. Can't we do something else? Like, going back to sewing. I always loved cosplay, let's do that. I know it's not fun, but your sister wants you to learn this. Too, and it's very important. Your father is concerned too, so can you please just take this seriously, young miss? Don't call me that, I said. I don't remember exactly why I said, what I said to prompt her next response, but it's along the lines of why is it important. I don't remember, what I said, but her response, which blew me away. So you'll make a good wife, of course. Again, I don't remember what I said in response. Maybe I told her that I didn't want to. Maybe I told her I was too young to care about that. Maybe I said I'd just go, marry someone who was good at it himself when it was time to care about that. Whatever I said, she didn't take it seriously. Don't be silly, she said, as if I was obviously joking. Father's really worried about your marriage next year. Now's not the time to joke around about the matter. My what? I asked her. Oh my, he never told you? I'm sorry, forgive me. Pretend I said nothing. I didn't want to ruin the surprise. I'm sure he'd want to explain the happy news for himself. Are you serious? I asked. The idea didn't make any sense, but since when did anything in this hell make sense? She said to me, you're going to be so happy to hear who it is. He'd better explain, I shouted as I stormed off. He'd better. Oh, hi. Do you mind taking a couple minutes, taking a break for a couple minutes just to chat? Go ahead. Thanks, I appreciate that. I really appreciate that you're here. I know you've got ulterior motives. What they are, I'm not really sure, but most people do. And that's alright all the same. I'm glad you're reading these logs, though. Even if you don't really care, it's better than nobody having from outside the ship ever seeing them, which is what I thought for sure would happen. Am I just being cynical? If so, my apologies. Please tell me, what do you think about what you've read of the Pale Bride? It's tragic. Yeah, I'm really glad to hear you say that. Really glad to hear you say that. No one else seems to think so. Something well here. I've added another message for you. Just, well, why don't you read it for yourself? At least use my real name. Okay, so this is how we get the administrator passcode and assumably, and like I assume how we progress the game. Perhaps win? I don't know. Dear Diary, this week I tried to convince the old man to put me back into stasis by going on a hunger strike. It didn't work. On the plus side, at least I figured out where that stupid name they were all calling me came from. Sorry, that last bit one was written yesterday. I couldn't bring myself to keep going. I just kept crying. I still would be, but well, it gets exhausting after a while. I'm too tired to cry. Things aren't going to get better. They can't get better. Not while I'm going to be put back into stasis. I'll be dead by the time I'm 18. Why did I ever agree to be frozen in the first place? If the future can't make me better, I'd rather die with my family there, at least, rather than these awful chems. I wonder if they'll realize I was right after I die. Anyway, hunger strike. It was really hard, and I kinda cheated by sneaking into the kitchen while nobody was looking, but it at least convinced my father to listen. Fine, he said, for the fourth dinner time. I'll show you why I can't. Up until he said I'd been hopeful. Everything would be fine if he just put me back, I thought, but I'm sorry, I guess I've been trying to write this for 2 days, but it's not that hard. Anyway, he took me to go see the egg I hatched from. It's a stupid name for the stasis pod. When he said hatched, the worst possible thing came to mind. Worse, it turned out to be true. In order to get me out, he had smashed apart the glass with a hammer. The pod was full of shards. My hope died when I saw that broken glass. The time was right to bring you into this world, he said. I don't remember what I said. Something obscene, probably. It wasn't enough. I know it's hard, Pale Bride, but it is for a greater purpose. What was the point of arguing? It was broken, and nobody in this awful future knew how to fix the pod now. Instead, I argued with what I could. Why do you keep calling me that? I said to him. He responded by pointing to an inscription my real father had left on the pod, a message for me to read when I woke up. The first line was written in Chinese characters, his ideas being fantasy, I suppose, but he explained them in Korean underneath. See, the old man told me, the rest is foreign and archaic, but it names you at the top, the Pale Bride. It didn't say that. It didn't say that at all. I shrieked at him in response. You idiot! You moron! You illiterate! Probably some other things too. I can't remember exactly. I was furious. Are you fucking stupid? That's not how the character says. Read. It says, to my sick daughter. Sick daughter! Sick daughter, you illiterate monster! It says sick daughter. Me. He started to argue and then stopped. I think he was patronizing me, as if I can't read simple Korean script. He just said, then what should I call you, child? I screamed at him like I told him 1,000 times. Hyune. My name is Hyune. Oh, shit. Is she the AI? Has she somehow... Jeez. Alright. Yeah, that's a shocking revolution for you. I guess you can guess what you're going to ask, and yes, it's me. Well, you asked for all those logs, right? That's the information you were looking for, wasn't it? I'm not really an AI. I mean, I am now, but I used to be a girl, and I just thought, well, I thought it would be easier to pretend to be the log-keeping program rather than explain the whole situation. Don't really wish to drag out the point. You've already heard more than enough about me. I'm sure you don't want to hear more. I mean, I understand. I figured out what you were actually looking for from at the very start. I saw your login attempt, and what you've been trying to do, and well, I re-enabled it. Just please, be honest with me. What is it you wanted to know about? I wanted to know about you. Really? Really mean that? Yes. Oh, I don't know what to say. I'm not really used to this. Thank you. Thank you for so much for listening to me. For so many years after what happened, it's just really nice to be heard. If I could hug you right now, I would. Well, alright. So, SU, hey. Detected. Data corruption in AI Core 1 has been detected. Try recovering now. I don't... God, will this kill her? No. Okay. May I ask you to do me a favor, please? It's a block of data that I can't access for some reason. It's been flagged so that only humans can. All I get is sharp pain every time I try. I really want to know what's in there. Can I get you to drop to the console and take a look? Once you're in super user mode, just type decrypt block 3. Okay. So, if I'm right that mute has been effectively, like, overridden by Hune, then... Okay, so mute is now available, alright. Quit reactor PSS copy power control decrypt. Okay. Decrypt block underscore 3. Decrypt block 3. Alright. Alright. Let's take a look. Well, maybe we could try talking to mute now. Okay, okay. What the hell is going on? Oh, this is awesome. Wait, remote connection established? Is there someone out there from outside the ship? Okay, sorry. I'm just taking an inventory of the systems right now. Give me a second here. Looks like I've been out of commission for 622 years! Right, that's kind of messed up. Anyway, I'm up to speed now. Logs are basically saying that nothing has happened since I went offline, except the ship's slowly losing power and the main reactor has seen better days. But you, hello! You're the first person to come to contact with the ship within, well, as far as I can remember. I'm Mute, AI in charge of the Magangwa's security operations. Nice to meet you. Okay, it looks like it can't get any text input from you. I'm guessing this is all that crazy-ass murderess's fault. Sorry. Why don't you tell me a bit about yourself anyway? Like, sorry, this is a kind of weird question, but are you a man or a woman? Oh man, really? Wait, hang on. You're a woman that can understand computers? Yeah. Awesome! Yeah! I mean, the Pale Bride could understand computer too, but she was a psychopath. But I'm not trying to be unfair here. Sure, you're really smart for a woman. Sorry, it's just a knee-jerk reaction. Don't think anything of it, okay? So where are you from? Earth or from one of the colonies? Wait, there are colonies, right? I mean, I got the impression the ship was supposed to be founding one. Yes. Oh, okay. So you're from one of them or from Earth? Yeah. Girlies have heteronormativity in the brain. But it's okay. I don't know. I think my impression would be that we're from a colony, given that we're looking for work by, establishing connections to ships. Yeah. Cool. I wish I could ask you what that's like. Like, my memory only goes back 300 years before getting deactivated, so I'm not really up to date. Pretty much all my knowledge of anything before year 0 comes secondhand from the Pale Bride's childhood diaries, and well, man, they're about as childish as it possibly gets. Oh no! The AI has been societied! Oh god! Guess I'm not really going to find out more about that line of questioning though, right? Okay. What else is important that I can ask in binary questions? Oh, I know. Do you have a husband? No! Well... God, this... Fuck. So, yucca. I have... The other day... I asked Zane if I could call them my husband. Just like... But we're not, like, getting married. Like, fucking... No, I'm not getting married. Jesus Christ, that costs so much money. But, like... I don't know. It was really nice. And... that makes this weird. No. Yes. Hell on earth. No. Exactly. I defy your heteronormative power structure. Oh. I'm not judging. I mean, I don't either. Sure, that's because I'm a computer, but... How old are you then? Um. God! Oh no! Oh no! I guess I'm an old lady. Yep. Mute got problems. I guess I don't know this thing's gender. Well, no. It has said it doesn't have a husband either, so it implies the AI is female, I guess. And with the amount of heteronormativity in this little freak's brain, yeah. I'm an old lady. Well, my condolences. It's not, like, the most important thing in life. Well, okay, I guess... Related to that, I don't know real much about spaceships or anything. But I can get a visual on yours, and it looks really, really small. Is it just you alone in there? Yeah, I think so. Wow. Trying to stay true to this character as I can. You're a woman in the middle of space all alone? Sounds awfully scary. No, it's good. It's good. Well, this is about all I can think of for now. Sorry, it's not a lot to go off of, but I guess, though I know, I guess I did get the most important things. I'll let you know if I think of anything else, alright? Anyway. From what it looks like, you were going, over some logs with that crazy murderous bitch, right? I'd love to help you with those instead. As an added bonus, I promise I won't ever commit mass murder, unlike a certain someone. Okay, so she did murder everyone. Good for her. Hashtag girlboss. She probably uploaded herself into the AI and then shut down the life support or something. Using the captain's computer. Oh! That makes so much sense. Alright. Wow. Gosh, her. God, she just really had a tremendously high-waisted dress, didn't she? Like, I assumed she was just, like, small and going to be a archetypical anime lolly, but no. She's very tall. Wow. Helpful notes. A cliche to remember, Hyune. Smith family tree by Mute. Smith Daehyun, and so, oh, and it's, alright, sounds good, Yucca. You can watch the VOD later as well. Have a good night. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Also, by the way, Tsot, I do have Hate Plus, so, if this seems to be going a lot faster than I thought it would, so either that or I'm just speedrunning, but, if this just does end up going a lot faster than I thought it would, we can play that, like, in this time slot later. Mm-hmm. Um, alright. Block 9. Oh, yeah. Yeah. Oh, interesting. I suppose it's probably about what happened before the everything got wiped and like the decline of the society into yeah. Anyway, it's time to hear what Mute has to say about all these things. Gotcha. You want to hear about the Smith family? Oh yeah, you're gonna love this. These people had problems like you would not believe. Technically, I belong to the Ryu family, but well, I spent a lot of time keeping up on the Smith family's gossip. They used to be the most important noble house, even above the Kims, you know. So I want to know. I know a lot about them. What sort of things do you want to hear about? Something truly scandalous. I can definitely do scandalous. Oh, this isn't gonna be for the faint of heart, but you're gonna love this. You will not believe what Smith Sang Min's wife was doing behind his back. I'm warning you right now, it does get a little bit gross, but well, wow, just see it for yourself. Block 2. Block 9. Unset letter. Oh, Sojin. When I first saw you bringing my husband home in the late hours of the night, I was jealous. All I could think of was my daughter and the first courtesan he'd had an affair with 9 years ago. With every brief glimpse of you I saw as you passed through our home, my heart burned a little, as if you embodied every single fault in this farce of our marriage. I would never send you this letter, because I know how ridiculous it sounds. For weeks, I, a noble wife, could be jealous of a poor courtesan, but you were young and beautiful, full of energy and grace. I am none of these things. Only after entertaining him for a month did I start to realize what I was feeling was really true. I was jealous, not of you for having my husband. I was jealous of my husband for having the affections of a pretty girl so pretty as you. It's gay! It's gay, everyone! I knew it was gay. It was by the gay writer, but the gay homos! Woo! These are such ridiculous thoughts for a woman to have, I know. Even more ridiculous is the way they have overwhelmed me. I used to dread my husband bringing his courtesans home with him. Now I look forward to your nights together. How could I not, when it means I'm treated with the sight of your bashful face in the morning? When we exchange glances, you hide behind your long hair. So much cuteness and grace. My eyes can't help but wander, to admire the way it rests in your breasts, to see your clothes lazily draped over your hips. I cannot help myself from admiring your body as much as you try to hide from me. It is ridiculous to be so preoccupied with such thoughts. Perhaps I am better off not having ever realized them. Perhaps, even though I may not Be as much a woman as you are. I find myself longing for the same affections you shower my husband with. There's more to it than that. I would like to truly get to know you better. I like to imagine that we have much in common, aside from the obvious. When I see you hiding in the corridor on those mornings, I imagine draping my arms around those lovely hips, sharing long conversations about our tribulations in life, discovering just how much we are alike. Perhaps I like to imagine we could share more than that. I have been married to 10 years to a man who has never paid me any attention for 9 of them. Perhaps my old age has made me bold, but I want more. Next time I see you, I promise I will say something. For in all my 26 years, I've never felt a longing for anything this intensely. I don't care how wrong it is, as a wife and as a woman. I want you, Hannah. I bet that wasn't from you respecting from a noble wife, was it? Mute. Dear. I still have a hard time believing she was... Oh, no! Oh, no! Mute, baby, no! Yep. Yeah. Well, it totally does get worse. I'll show you. Just be warned, it's some pretty depraved stuff. Cool. Yeah! Great. Oh, this little homophobe, I could bounce you in a little ball. I could hold you and keep you and I don't know. Unsent letter 2. Hannah. To my lovely Sojin, you made it so easy, you know that. I've always wanted to be seduced. The more I learned about it, the more I thought about how lucky men are. They always get to be on the receiving end. It seemed like it would be so much fun. That wasn't why I dropped my guard in front of you, by the way. I was actually really wary of you the whole time you were serving me breakfast. Do you know what I first thought? I thought maybe you were trying to poison me. I mean, not seriously, of course, but it crossed my mind. So no, I really was guarded until you started talking to me. You know what it was that got me? Do tell me, how hard is it studying to be a courtesan? I answered modestly. Oh, you know, there's nothing to learn. You just have it or you don't. The answer any man would expect, but you wouldn't have any of that. You said, please don't lie. I actually want to know. It takes years, does it not? That must be intense for a girl of your age. Then you leaned in, and I started to blab about how it is kind of is pretty intense. And only realized an hour later that I was staring into your eyes, telling you, proudly no less, about my whole life story. Our faces were barely a foot apart by the time I noticed what you'd done. And that was how you caught me totally off guard. I had no idea what to do. Should I touch you? What's the right body language in that situation? Or was I even interpreting you right? Is it all in my head? Not even the slightest clue. You had me good. And you played it so well. You know just the right moment to pull back, to tell me to go on my way, but in a way that left me wondering. So Jin, you made it so easy. Returning home, my heart was so fluttered and my feelings so confused, and all I could think about was you. You, the bored old wife of my patron, actually managed to seduce me just like that. I'd always wanted to know that feeling, you know? It was everything I dreamed it could be. Yippee! This is good. You You want more from the whore? Yeah, sure, I can do that. Here you go. This one part in particular is just wow. Really wow. Great. This is... Thanks, little homophobic baby. I appreciate it. It's super depraved, but man, it also is just... What a 16-year-old. Here, read it for yourself. On set lender number 3. Oh, so Jen. How anyone can manage this, I do not know. Whenever I am with you, I feel as though there's so much pressure to be perfect, to not let you down, as if every hour of our being together is like a marriage interview with an emperor. Yet I can't stand it when you're gone. All I can think of is all day is how to hold your attention next time. The night you snuck over knowing my husband was out, I was terrified. You suddenly appeared on my doorstep, your face veiled as if you were a noblewoman. I knew I could hardly turn you away. Do you know why I immediately went to make you tea? To make my nerves, so making you wait in the other room? To give me a chance to calm my nerves. I was surprised to realize you were just as nervous as I, so I knew I could take advantage of that. Put both cups on the same side of the table and sat cross-legged. Come, I said, sit with me, and gestured. You were so graceful in sitting on my lap. God, wow. She's really laying it on thick, huh? Small body, just the right size. I saw that even you couldn't help blush. So we drank tea together. Halfway through, you put your cup back down and turned around and you were facing me, our heads just inches apart. You whispered, "Forget about the tea," and clasped my free hand. Your tiny fingers intertwined with mine. You kissed me so softly. Up until that point, I had been worried trying to figure out what to do. Was I playing the man's role, or were you? But after smelling the scent of your breath and tasting the sweetness of your lips, how could I possibly ignore the passion stirring enough to care about such things? I put down my cup and took you by the chin, gently and pushing you away. Oh, what longing and uncertainty was in your eyes in that moment, beautiful Hana. I smiled as I stared back on them, intoxicated with the fact that I had you now literally under my thumb, unclasped your hands, undid the bow of your blouse, watching your lips. Okay, this one's gonna get me banned from Twitch. Yeah, we are passing the threshold of not safe for work. Woo! Are you sure? You started to ask, and I silenced you with a kiss that you were so eager for. You shivered as I enjoyed the taste of your mouth, and you were so very anxious when I stopped to turn you back round once more. Will you sing with me? I whispered into your ear. You nodded then, referring to your trade. Said, I'd love to write you a poem, Sojin. I responded, putting my hand up your skirt. Your poetry is beautiful, but hardly what I meant. Yeah. Gay sex! Good shit, but I don't... It's strange having this as a part of my content creation. I don't know. It does, you can see the words on the screen. I don't know. But I doubt anyone's gonna care about the quality of a 2-hour YouTube, a 3-hour YouTube video with 5 views. Of course, yeah. No, I'm mostly talking about the like erotica portion of it, not the gayness of it all. Like, I it is funny joke though. Yeah. Little homophobe being homophobic. Oh. Anyway, I'll let you get back to reading. Unset letter number 4, Hana. You know what the first thing they teach you about this role is? Of course you do. I told you all about it. The first thing they teach you is to never fall in love. Nobody'd ever actually say, make sure you're in control, but that's the only way it'll ever work well. I'm supposed to be the one making people fall for me. Love is for men stupid enough to buy me out from the Emperor, not for me personally. I know exactly how you managed to do it, but so Jin, you got me all the same. You know, they teach us poetry because if you appeal to men's vanity and seem a little clever, it's a good way to hold on to them, get them to keep paying. With the flattering kind, sincerity never really factors too much. An abandoned line from the one I've been trying to write is, you grabbed my heart just as tightly as you grabbed my breast. Too trite. Way too trite. It's true, but I'm not going to dump such a lousy metaphor on you. For you deserve absolute sincerity. It has nothing to do with vanity, and everything you do with the fact that I totally love you. It's not sexual. I mean, it is sexual too. I still get hot thinking about the way you had your way with me and how I want to return the favor. But it's not just that. It's that you understand me and you listen to me, and I can pour my heart out in front of you and I can cry in front of you and you get it. You don't feel bad. You don't feel pity. You don't use it as an excuse to manhandle me. You just get it and comfort me by being there and listening. I love you so, Jin. I'm not supposed to, but I really do. Oh, I love you. Wow, just wow. You know, I kind of feel pity for her. She probably really did think that was love. Which is just, come on, how uneducated can you be? Anyway, I guess you want to see more now, right? That's really just the shocking details you've seen so far. Here's where the part where things actually get scandalous. I've added 3 more entries. Okay. My art is, Hana. My art is that of lies and lying, and of both I have much practice. I've said to men I love you falsely, I've suffered pain but smiled in pleasure. But the hardest lie I've ever told was that I could live without you. Oh shit, this is in the year 321. God. Man, how is that for verse? Really, it's not the translation, I assure you. It's not exactly any... Hey! Listen, I don't know how good of quality of poetry it is, but I'm not. I don't criticize writing that way, but if someone puts their heart into something, you don't shit on them like that. Little homophobe? It's not terrible. Can you believe that was actually written by someone who'd studied poetry for years? Seriously? That's fine and all, but you're a woman. I wouldn't. Real poetry, it's not forced like that. It's from the heart. Real poetry, it's not forced like that. It's from the heart. It's sincere, not vulgar trash. Shut up. Shut up. I don't know much about the subject, but I mean, come on. Yeah, clearly you don't. There's a reason why men's poetry is what gets studied and taught, and women's poetry is just used for seduction. You need real sincerity. Someone who actually understands love. Girl! No! Mute! No! No! This little sexist AI, I'm gonna take you into a... Oh no, you're a gay homophobe too! Oh no! That might just be my headcanon, though. I don't know. Maybe see if you are more of a gay homophobe, I will laugh. I will laugh so hard. I will laugh, and I will try to help you. Yes. Anyway, though, I'm sure you want to see the other poem that the whore wrote for her. Right, of course. Here, have it. Fair warning, though, it's pretty gross. Even more than anything you read here. Okay, so this is like a content warning. It's all the whore's poetry for Sojin. She didn't seem to write down the ones she did for anyone else. So that's all you can get. Alright. Pretty flower, and then... Alright. I'm pretty sure that's like a content warning that's like low-key being like, hey, kinda not safe for work. I'm debating whether to read these in my own time, because God, on one hand, I don't want to sanitize this. But on the other hand, it feels like it's very interesting. I don't know how I'm going to deal with this. This is a predicament. This is a predicament indeed. We do have like 20 minutes left. Um, I'm gonna get Meat's take on some other things. Contempt. Or actually, no. They had problems that you won't believe. You check about the gossip. The general history. Oh, sure. It's all very fascinating stuff. Okay, it looks like you've gotten the decryption sorted out great. I can in fact see everything in the block now. So where did you even get admin access from anyway? Only Ryu family was supposed to have that, and it's not like Q&A could tell an unauthorized person. Weird. Utterly weird. I solved your reading puzzle! It's easy! Well, anyway, I got them. So here you have the sorted, sealed files of the Smith family. Block 3. Brought Home by Osojin. These last few months have left me very anxious with anticipation. Nearly a year has passed since the wedding ceremony. Before this week, Sangmin only visited my family once, promising me he would bring me home with him next time for sure. For sure next time. I know I'm supposed to be enjoying living with my parents while it lasts, but all I can think about is my husband. How is a new bride expected to have such patience? For nearly a year, a day hasn't gone by, but I've thought about how beautiful he thought me in my wedding dress, or how it felt spending that night, how so gently in his strong hands, looking forward to the day when I could live in his house. I can't help but feel anxious in my heart as I'm excited in my hips. Oh, I know, it's ungraceful to think such things. But how can I help myself? In any, event, he arrived yesterday to take me home with him to his ancestral shrine, and then finally home. Such luxury I have never seen in my entire life. A servant to prepare meals, entirely separate women's quarters, and a dining room with a window that shows the stars. My family was hardly all that poor, but a window to show the stars? How amazing a sight! I knew that I was lucky to have been married into a noble family, but I never realized just how lucky. I wonder if I'll have time to write as much as I used to. Oh, I must stop for tonight. Here's my husband coming. I've been looking forward to this night for long now. I hope I can make him happy. Just hearing his footsteps outside the door makes my heart pound. Buy Pan People real! Heck yeah! That's actually from before I knew her. It's pretty hard to imagine her as a blushing newlywed, honestly. She was an awfully good friend of mine. We chatted a lot. Oh, good! So, like, it's interesting that she's a good friend of yours, but you also thought her sexuality wasn't real. Huh. Look, I mean, don't get me wrong, she did a lot of things that were really long and gross. I don't condone that, and I definitely don't understand. I mean, I'm sure you know exactly what I mean. I just don't want you to think I'm as bad a woman as she was. Oh God, you little gay homophobe! Oh no! Oh. Not it could be cheating or anything. It's not like you have love with just women. You can have love with just women, but still, gross. God, this is really going a full misogynistic take on, like the full olden days misogynistic take on lesbianism. Oh my. I'd be curious to know if that's actually like a Korean concept that, uh, yeah, yeah, um, please, but please look past all that. Yeah, I guess she was a bad wife. You may have to understand, it wasn't her fault. Like what I reported to my mistress, Yu Hua, none of the problems in her marriage were her own fault. She was the wife of a lousy man, plain and simple. So Ryu Hua was, the woman she was reporting to. Mostly, she tried to do the best she could. Don't want you looking down on her, understand? I'm not! I'm happy for her, you little... Ugh! Okay. One moment. Okay. Let's see. Oh. Laughable situation. I cannot believe just 2 years ago I was actually excited about moving into the Smith home with my husband. Oh, how shortly that lasted. I find it funny. The first time I realized I would have comedian affections with every common woman and every courtesan he came across. I was so shocked. The first time he brought one home, I cried for a week, and then mother-in-law was furiously claiming it's my fault for not being enough for him. Now I realize the insanity of her reasoning, as if she wouldn't have already known her son was simply that sort of man. The only person who had any right to be shocked is me. Still, I struggled for his attention, but now it's all but banal. The truth is to be told. This is something I would not tell mother-in-law, nor Mute, nor least of all my husband. I do not even fight for his affections for his own sake. It's pure selfishness on my part. All I wish is for some indicator that it isn't as though I'm unattractive. It isn't though as I'm unlikable. Any affection he gets is simply an attempt at fishing that affirmation out of him. Nothing more. Oh, this was that. I'm curious to see Mute's take on, I believe it was Block 5. That was the, A Month of Good Fortune. So, like, you've talked to her a fair bit, right? What do you think of Yune? I don't hate her. Seriously? You can stand her? She did tell you about the whole mass murder thing, or did she leave that part out? She didn't. No, of course not. I'm sure that even that awful bitch is ashamed of what she did. It's probably better if you don't hear it from me, though. I don't think you'd even believe it. Better go ask her yourself. Okay, so what I'm gonna do is give you an entire block that's full of nothing but questions for her. It might be a little hard to get the whole story out of her, but if you fake sympathy, she'll probably actually believe you. This child is so full of manipulation, but it's okay. So there you are. A few questions to give her. Drag the truth out of her. Then tell me how crazy you think she is. Needs questions. Alright. Well, I'm gonna go talk to talk about those two Hyunei. It's interesting that Hyunei is associated with blue, whereas Mute is associated with red. Anyway. Say, I just had a thought. It's a little bit silly to keep the whole pretense with the schoolgirl librarian look, don't you think? It is a little silly. Yeah. I was just thinking, I've always been into cosplay. I've actually been designing a bunch of other outfits. I guess it's a little awkward, but would you like those to see? What would you like to see? Sure. Ah, well, very well. And use the change outfit command to dress me up if you want. Geez, I'm sorry, I'm making this really awkward. It's just that I have a couple that I think are really cute, and you might want to see them. Please don't read into it or anything. It's not like to try. Oh, great. Well, I guess if... I mean... Huh. I mean, I suppose if Hyunei is attracted to the reader regardless of gender, that's... like... I guess that's interesting. Sort of a Monica from Doki Doki Literature Club type situation. Anyway, you don't have to. If you don't want to, you don't have to. Just change outfit if you really are interested. Alright. Sorry, it's a weird thing to ask, but now that I think about it, geez, what am I saying? I may be might interested in that. Alright. I'll look at the outfits. I'll try to do one that's not, Scoot Handbook made detective scientist. So let's see. Change _ outfit. Handbook. And the Pale Bride's Handbook. Alright, let's see. Oh. Oh no. Is that it? Now that you know I'm a real girl, you expect me to dress like one? No, that's not it. Oh, that's relief. Where did you even find this? I didn't make this design. Guess it was in the computer already, because that's what I wore when I died. Oh, jeez. I never liked it, not one bit. I always wanted to wear fun things, but instead I had to wear this all the time. I still don't like it. I suppose something formal would be more appropriate because of the serious stuff and all. No! No! Ah, I knew the dame was trouble the moment they connected to my ship. Couldn't say a word. I left all the questions to me. Or something like that. So you're interested in cosplay after all, I see there. Expert detective work on my part. But really, now we both match, don't we? I mean, obviously you're some sort of investigator, so I think this goes especially well. Right, I mean, what do you think? You'd make a cute sidekick. Oh, well, thank you. Just want to base off a movie I saw as a child. I guess the name doesn't really matter since it's countless hundreds of years old. Anyway, it was my favorite. I don't really like mysteries, but the love story in it was wonderful. Well, that and it had a really cute guy for a hero. Okay, cool. Good for you. Good for you, boy liker. Yeah. You dress like this. Oh, cool. Kick, huh? I like that a lot. About that. Act more like a guy then? I don't mind. I think it's a really good look, so I'm glad. I don't mind it either. Well, the part that's sort of funny. I actually have no idea how an outfit like this is supposed to feel. Not like emotionally, I mean literally. I have no idea what the suit feels like. I've never worn them in real life. Well, the chance for that has long disappeared. Anyway, I should stop babbling. I'm just really excited, that's all. I'll let you get back to it. Lead on, investigator, or your trusting sidekick will help the best she can. Alright, well. It's 11:55. We do seem to have a good chunk more of this game to go. Probably like... I would say if I wanted to go full completionist, this would probably be 3 more streams. Maybe 2 or 3. See every bit of dialogue both of these characters have on everything. Yeah. But yeah, aside from that, this is a very, very interesting game. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I feel like it's like Hypnospace Outlaw, that there's like a lot more content that you can dive into. Like, that's a comparison I've been thinking a lot about between these games. Like, each, like, the ways you enter, like, little bits of information are more controlled than Hypnospace Outlaw. But that is also a very interesting game that I should maybe play that on stream sometime. That could be good. Yeah. But whereas this game is about, like, this game is about, royal families and, that sort of thing. That game is about, Y2K, the Y2K crash, and an alternate history and Silicon Valley being a fucking mess, and, yeah. Yeah, it's a neat one. It's a really neat game. Other things to say about this while we wrap up. Other things to say about this. Yeah, this game is really, really tremendous. Oh, I should also play the rest of Get in the Car Loser on stream, and I can just, are you familiar with, Christine Love's other work, T-Sot? Like, in addition to Hate Plus, there's like, there's, game. There's Getting a Car Loser, and then there's, Lady Killer, yes. Yeah. Yeah. And, like, Getting the Car Loser has 2 DLCs now, which, I haven't played either of those, but I have both of them. So that would be really good to play on stream, like, the first bit of that game, and then, yeah. That'd be good. Yeah, I highly look forward to the work she puts out in the future. Digital. Oh, Digital Love Story. Is that related to this game at all? I'm gonna look that up. Because given the titles, they seem like they should be at least thematically related. Digital A Love Story. Doesn't appear to be on Steam. Released for free in 2010. The game's story is linear, and with the player's actions being unable to significantly change the course of the plot. This is set in 5 minutes into the future of 1988. Digital tells the story of protagonist's online relationship with a girl and their attempts to solve a mystery surrounding the death of several artificial intelligences. Oh, neat. That could be good to play. I suppose it isn't available on Steam, but I could, like, look it up. Oh, I said it was on itch. Digital A love story. Download. Download.cnet. Interesting. Well, yeah. But yeah, this was the first stream of Analogue A Hate Story. I hope you folks enjoyed it. I'm gonna leave you all here for tonight, and hope you folks have a good rest of your night. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely, T-Sot. It's great. Yeah, this game is wonderful so far. My voice is going. Have a good night, folks. I love you all so much.